What's up, guys? It's Keith from theScore esports, and this past Wednesday over on our Twitch channel, Colin, Dan, Devin, and I took a break from esports for a bit to talk about the unveiling of the brand new PlayStation 5. Yeah, that Wi-Fi router everyone's talking about. Well, naturally, we talked about Demon's Souls, which is a game coming out for PS5, and that led us to a conversation about Dark Souls. And let me tell you, I said some things that pissed all of my coworkers off. Here's the conversation. Let me know if you agree with my Dark Souls hot takes. PS5 and the subsequent memes sort of took over the internet last Friday. Obviously, there's some sick games coming out too, but like, let's be honest, the fucking thing looks like a wireless router, and it's funny. But do we want to take a look?
Yeah, let's look at it and talk about it, because I want to say that I do appreciate it that it isn't just a black box.
Yeah.
Because I am slightly tired of every console being a black box.
Exactly.
However, this trailer is really weird because it's like, it looks like they really wanted to like titillate you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys picked. It's just like the weird shots of it are like trying to like really sexualize this machine. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I get. I mean, it's the PlayStation thing, right? Every single time they make it look like a future machine.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it feels like with every year that goes by, it just isn't cool to be a future machine. You know, like in 2000, it was sick when it was like, oh yeah, this is the future. But now everyone wants everything to be like retro. This just kind of is out of place in the 2020.
It looks like this is a Terminator's birthing pod.
Yeah,
it is so strange, man.
The machine for like the first minute and a half, you just see these like orbs.
It seems like some xenomorph is gonna like come out of this thing, right? Like It's not like a fucking system.
They really wanted to make it look like this is a machine from the future, but it mostly just looks like, what if Alienware made your router?
No, I do appreciate, because I agree with Dan, like if they just gave us another black, slim-looking like PlayStation, I would be kind of bored. Like I like that they kind of tried to do something completely different.
I think it's pretty safe to say that the best thing about the release was the memes. This one being, in my opinion, by far the best. The Kaiba suit PS5 meme.
Yo, this reminds me so much. There is a guy in our YouTube comment sections whose name is Seto Kaiba, and his picture is Seto Kaiba, and he comments on like every other video in the guise of Seto
in
Kaiba.
character.
Yeah, in character. Yeah,
Yes.
It's incredible.
He's like a commenter. Dude like has really committed to the bit. It's incredible.
Yeah,
I
like
love it.
fully committed. I wonder if he does it for other channels or just us.
He must do it for other channels. We can't have the exclusivity on Seto Kaiba.
On Seto Kaiba, yeah. Dude, I think I might like the Sauron Tower even better than
That one's my favorite.
Yeah.
I also think it's important to note for everybody here that Devin is actually a console gamer. Like he loves console gaming. So his takes on this are always very extreme, or maybe not extreme, but like he's impassioned about the PS5.
Well, so like if you guys didn't know, that's just my history with video games is not PC gaming, right? It's console gaming. I grew up playing consoles. I've had a bunch of different.
So did I. To be fair, I didn't have a gaming PC until 2015.
Exactly. So yeah, like I like this stuff a lot more than a lot of the other people in the office, and it's one of the things. It's funny because it's one of the things Dan and I bond over and like to talk about, but we have wildly different tastes and opinions when it comes to Dan, apparently we're not bonding, but it's something we both enjoy, but we have wildly different tastes and opinions within console gaming, which is kind of fun.
But that's for you, Devin. I just like good games and you don't. So
see, this is not fair, and this really fucking makes me angry. Okay. And I don't want to explode on screen.
Let's go.
The only game that I think we're both interested in from that whole PS5 thing, I guess we're both interested in Bugsnax. It's Bugsnax and Deathloop. But otherwise, you're interested in a whole bunch of stuff that I think is boring as hell. I'm more interested in the memes than I am in like Hitman 3.
Dan, just fuck off, okay? No, I love you. I do agree that we're both interested in Deathloop. It looks we've talked about it. It's Arcane Studios, the guys that made the Dishonored series and Prey. It looks fucking sick. It's a 60s spy movie aesthetic mixed with like Groundhog Day. Because the point is every time you die, you have to restart a certain portion of the game.
In the span of 24 hours, I went on this emotional roller coaster because people told me there's going to be Demon's Souls remake. then
I
Dan
ruined
told
that for
me
you.
And Dan killed it.
it wasn't. No, Dan saved me from playing PS5 because it's not from software.
Yeah, from software has seemingly for now nothing to do with the Demon Souls remake, which is disappointing. But like the story behind Demon Souls in general and how it ended up being basically like a lost game is like kind of sad and mostly Sony's fault. But yeah, Bluepoint, who made the Shadow of the Colossus remake for PS4, are making the Demon Souls remake. So it could still be good. I just like I'm not champing at the bit to like get in there the way if it was from software.
Does Demon Souls have anything to do with Dark Souls? I'm sorry, I'm a huge
noob. Yes, it does. So basically, From Software is this company. They made a game called Demon Souls on the PS3, and it was published by Sony. So Sony owns Demon Souls. Basically, they made it for Sony. It was popular in Japan, but Sony decided that they didn't want to put it out in North America. It didn't sell super well in Japan, and they decided they didn't want to put it out in North America. So Atlas, another publisher, steps in and publishes it in North America, and it gets kind of like a pretty niche following. So Namco Bandai comes in and goes to From Software and says, why don't you guys make a sequel to Demon Souls for us, like Demon Souls 2? They can't because Sony owns Demon Souls, so instead From Software makes Dark Souls for them. Yeah. And so Dark Souls 1 is basically Demon Souls 2. Like they're very heavily connected, both mechanically and narratively. However, Sony owns Demon Souls, so From Software couldn't make another Demon Souls games unless Sony asked them to.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it's a bit of a complicated mess, but that's why this new Demon Souls game is coming from Sony with zero involvement from the people who actually make the Souls games.
Okay, but is it supposed to be like? Look, I'll be honest. I've never played a Dark Souls game in my life. I don't know if I ever will. But
you would actually. I think you would like.
But to me, there is obviously like a cult following there, and like this kind of like hard for the sake of being hard experience is something that people really like. And is this game supposed to be that way?
Yeah, Demon Souls is like it's the mechanical birth of like that idea, like not just like the gameplay, but also their like difficulty design.
All right, so I'm playing devil's advocate on this. Somebody tell me why these games are fun, because I don't get it. I've watched people play. Sean Wetzeler, one of our coworkers at theScore, made me sit down and play like the first 10 minutes once. I don't get it. They seem boring. They seem fairly vanilla to me. The monsters look cool, but it just seems like a time sink. It's like Jump King or whatever. Like, what's the difference?
Dan, I'm gonna let you go first, but I gotta go after you.
Colin's gonna have a fucking brain aneurysm.
There's a couple reasons I think it's like the reasons Dark Souls is a great game. There are like many things. One, I think like Colin, like the monsters are cool, but like the depth of the lore and stuff going on behind the scenes when you really kind of lean into the environmental stuff, the stuff that happens in the item descriptions. Dark Souls is not a game that tells its story to you. It's a game that asks you to find its story, which is really interesting. It's a really cool way of telling a narrative. But mechanically, Dark Souls is a skill you learn more than it is a game you play. It asks you to, it's sort of like a fighting game, right? Like you're watching patterns, you're trying to predict opponents, you're a relatively fragile character, and you getting better, you're never not going to be fragile. Like no matter how you build your character, you are always going to be somewhat fragile. And so like as you build your character, you're really like, yeah, you're doing some more damage, but really what you're doing is getting better at predicting, avoiding, counterattacking, parrying, that kind of stuff. And it's really fun to like go through this game and turn not your character into like, oh, I've leveled up a bunch, I do a shit ton of damage, into no, I as the player have leveled up, I have learned all these skills and I have improved. And it just throws harder and harder challenges to ensure that you've actually gotten better as a player. So you can't really beat Dark Souls with pure numbers, which is one of the things I really like about it.
Yeah, you can't really cheat at it, you know?
Not cheat, it's just you can't grind.
Let me tell you why I love it, okay? And it's certainly related to what Dan said. I love it because they use unconventional narratives. As Dan says, it doesn't give you the story, you have to discover the story. There isn't any hand-holding regarding the narrative, and you could, I guess, choose to be as brain dead as you want in the game, or you could choose to go as deep as you want in the game. And the depth of the world building and the lore in Dark Souls is almost scalable based on what you want it to be. You can go so granular and think so hard, and that's why this series of games has so much great content out there where people do hour-long videos just thinking like, okay, this is what this guy meant when he said this. It's full of narrative revelations where you're bashing your head against these brick walls, and you're beating these trying to beat these bosses that feel unfair, and you're getting satisfaction out of that. But when you come out of that, what you really get, for me anyway, what was the real ambrosia for me, is you would be revealed these incredible revelations about the world around you that you're so starved for and you're so desperate for, and you go, oh my god, that 4 hours that I had to devote to beating that one boss, it's worth it because I now understand this one piece of the puzzle, this one piece of the puzzle. And one more super quick point, and I know you'll appreciate this, Keith. It is a game that, believe it or not, despite your comment about it being vanilla, is almost entirely, at least Dark Souls 1, free of cliches. And that is an almost impossible thing to do. You play this game, and yes, at first glance, there are dead people and there are knights, but there's nothing else like you've ever seen before. You don't feel, when you play Dark Souls, you don't feel like you've ever been there before.
I have another thing to say that I think that you guys are not gonna like, but I do think is valuable. Colin, when you were explaining kind of the like unclichéness of it, the fact that like you're experiencing things new, they're telling you stories, but without like giving it away, without making it obvious what's gonna be next. I will say that it reminds me a lot of the kind of wordless storytelling that you get in Fortnite.
Oh my god.
I am personally a huge fan of the style, like the imagination that Fortnite has without ever telling any stories with words. And
here's the thing.
For me, it's amazing, and what you're describing in Dark Souls, I get a lot out of Fortnite, which is good because this makes me like more enticed by Dark Souls, knowing that that's there. It's a positive thing, even though I know that it's...
Way back when, like 2 years ago now, we wrote that script about Fortnite storytelling. I referenced Dark Souls because 100% Fortnite is cribbing from Dark Souls' playbook of like environmental storytelling. It's a very similar process.
Yeah, and then like you see the Dark Souls kind of influence.
People are so mad at me in the chat. I'm sorry. I like Fortnite. Yes. This person, tired and frustrated in the chat, says Mr. Off-White Jordans ain't a Chad A ?
Oh, look, he's got you there.
Look, okay. Let me get this off my chest. I know that when you guys watch my videos on YouTube, the only shoe that anybody talks about are my Off-Whites. By no means that because they're the most expensive they're the ones that I care about the most. Like you're looking at a background display that includes not just Off-Whites. We've got shattered backboards, breads, like the OG most like classic shoes that there is, and the only thing anybody ever talks about are these Off-Whites. I'm gonna take them down, man. I'm gonna sell them. I actually am not gonna sell them, but it drives me crazy, man. Just cause they're worth a lot of money, but that's not my shit.
Devin,
here comes the Chad explanation. Yeah.